Well, good morning to our Links family. Here we are for the second Friday with, I was thinking about this, Tim. I introduced you last time as a former trial attorney, former judge, former president of a international Christian businessmen's organization. Is there anything that you're not formally, something you're currently doing? I know
I'm currently trying to write some books, man. That's about it.
Yeah, and that's what we're excited about. So to our Links family and to our guests, this is Tim Philpott, Dennis Darville, and we're going to spend 5 weeks together today as our second week where we're discussing Tim's new book. Tim, hold up your book, if you would, one more time. You got it close by?
There you go.
Progress, which if you were with us last week, you know is a very clever move on Tim's part as an allusion to the great John Bunyan's The Pilgrims' Progress, written in the late 1600s. So, Tim, we ended last week with Pro V, the protagonist of the book, a man who's lost his way in a cathedral, hearing a voice. Pick it up from there and tell us about what's next.
Well, I think the book is a lot of it is just about the journey itself. I hope everybody listening to me agrees. There's nothing quite as great as a golf trip, and especially a golf trip to Scotland. I've been organizing these trips since 1984. I took a bunch of people to the British Open in 1984. We're doing it again this year. And people, I think, like my trips because they're trips with a purpose. We don't sit around and just chit chat. We actually get together in the evenings and during the day, and we have meaningful conversation. And I know that even my best conversations ever with my dad were just the two of us going someplace in a car, or the two of us sitting on a golf cart together. There's just something about the relationship on a trip helps. So Lucas and Pro V are on this golf trip that starts at Royal Dornoch, goes through a cathedral where they hear a voice, and they end up in the Orkney Islands. If you've never been to the Orkney Islands, you need to go. There's 70 islands there. It's mostly sheep. Very few people live in the Orkney Islands, and I created this mythical island where there's a mythical golf course. And so the Christian life is not just an event.
Right.
It's not a Sunday morning event for sure, but the Christian life is a journey. And when you trust in Jesus Christ, it's the first step in a long journey.
Yeah.
It's an important step, and we could have some theological debates about what it all means and how it's going to end. But the bottom line is you want that journey to end well.
Yes.
And so that's why Pilgrims' Progress was so important for me. It's a story of the Christian's journey, the journey from what was it? I think the city of destruction.
Right. That's right.
To the celestial city, and how he got there and all the troubles that he went through to get there. And so my book tries to mimic that in a very blatant way with characters that explain who they really are, some great characters, history. And so it just shows the journey. And then it's the journey to get there to the golf course, which is the first fourth of the book, and in some ways my favorite. But then the second part of the book is the front nine. And then the third part of the book is the back nine. And then the fourth part of the book is that there's a whole other golf course that they didn't know about that they end up playing. So you got to follow this thing all the way through. But the point is, it's a journey. Golf is a journey. You tee off on the first hole and nothing matters until it's over. A few weeks ago, we were watching the U.S. Open, right? And some guys teed off on the first hole, hoping for a great finish, a good finish. And everybody was crying except Matthew Fitzpatrick. He was the only guy that was smiling because he hit the bunker shot of his life, right? On the 18th hole, when it looked like he was dead and gone, he pulled it off somehow. So how you finish is all that matters on this journey. And so I'm hoping that I already know some people have already read the book and said, hey, this has changed the way my life is going to finish. So thank you. So that's kind of why I wrote it. And I think if your journey's a little rocky right now, sit tight, hang on to the very end, because the end is all that matters.
So Tim, you just released this book. Somebody wants to buy it. Can they go to Amazon or?
Sure, go to Amazon or connect with the Links Players. They're going to help you figure out how to get it. Or we have a website, playersprogress.com. You can find it there. Thanks.
Repeat that one more time, that last part, Players Progress.
Playersprogress.com. The name of the book is Players Progress, just like Pilgrims Progress.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Look, thanks for being with us again.
All right.
We'll see you next week, which will be our third week, where I think we're going to talk about maybe more specifically treasures and wisdom and all sorts of stuff that we're going to find in this book.
That'll be good. Thank you.
Okay. See you next week.